The darkness of space stretched endlessly, calm yet full of unknown dangers. Humanity had always looked to the stars with curiosity, hope, and a quiet determination. For decades, humans had explored the outer sectors, sending small scout ships, probes, and unmanned stations, always careful not to provoke the alien races that dominated the galaxy. Humanity was young, untested, and underestimated. No one expected Earth to produce something as magnificent, as terrifying, as the Titan-class warship, HMS Aegis. When the first alien signals pulsed through deep space communication channels, the Galactic Assembly's fleets moved quickly, scanning, monitoring, and preparing for diplomacy. They were cautious. They had never encountered humans up close. They did not know the legends whispered in the council chambers of a species capable of unthinkable ingenuity. And then in an instant, all their calculations, all their assumptions were shattered. The slipstream opened and the Aegis emerged, massive, unmoving, yet dynamic. Its hull reflected distant stars, energy shields rippling faintly across its surface like liquid metal. Cannon ports and defensive turrets protruded from every angle, yet there was a strange elegance in its design. It was not just a warship. It was a statement, a warning, a promise. On the bridge, Commander Elias Kane stood quietly, eyes scanning the alien formations that hovered like startled insects. The aliens were fast, sleek, and unknown. Their ships emitted soft hums and faint glows, signaling intelligence, sophistication, and maybe curiosity. Kane's crew waited for orders. They had trained for this, imagined it countless times, yet reality was always heavier, stranger, and more urgent than any simulation. "Open communications," Kane said finally, his voice calm but firm. His tone carried a confidence that steadied the nerves of every crew member. The bridge went silent except for the low hum of machinery. Lieutenant Mara Singh hesitated but obeyed, activating the long-range comms. The alien voice crackled, unfamiliar, almost musical, but laced with tension. "We are explorers. You have no right to approach." Kane raised a hand. "Stop, listen carefully. Humanity does not negotiate with fear. We do not wait for permission. We protect what is ours. You will retreat." The alien commander paused. There was confusion in their tone, disbelief, and perhaps a flicker of fear. Kane did not smile. He did not celebrate. He knew that the Aegis alone was enough to rewrite expectations. One human warship could stand against a dozen of their ships and still survive. He walked slowly along the bridge, feeling the vibration of the ship beneath his boots, hearing the quiet chatter of crew monitoring alien signals. Every eye was on him, searching for guidance, for courage, for a spark of reassurance, and he gave it, not with words, but with calm presence. "Remember this," Kane said, softer this time, almost to himself. "We are not monsters. We are not conquerors, but we are not weak. Humanity does not bow to fear, and we will not apologize for being strong." Outside the viewport, the alien vessels shifted nervously. They were unsure, calculating. They had never seen anything like the Aegis. Its energy shields, weapon systems, and sheer size radiated silent authority. Kane could almost feel their hesitation, their fear, and he allowed himself a small moment of pride. Not pride in war, but pride in humanity's courage, its ingenuity, its refusal to shrink in the face of the unknown. Then, with a faint shimmer of light, one alien ship moved forward, a probe of defiance. Kane's eyes narrowed. The bridge crew tensed, but Kane held up a hand. "Stay ready. Do not fire. Let them see the strength of humanity without a single shot being fired." The alien ship stopped abruptly, a visible pulse of energy recoiling from the Aegis's shields. The first message was sent. Fear had touched the aliens, uninvited and undeniable. Humanity had arrived not with shouting, not with chaos, but with calm, quiet power that demanded attention. For the first time in the galaxy, humans were no longer the unknown. They were the unyielding, and the story of the first alien encounter with the Titan-class warship had only just begun. The alien ships hovered in formation, their glowing hulls reflecting faintly off the Aegis's energy shields. They were fast, agile, and clearly curious, yet hesitation rippled through their ranks like a nervous current. No one had seen a vessel like the Titan-class warship before. It was enormous, commanding, almost alive in its presence. To the aliens, it was more than a ship. It was a force of nature, an unstoppable wall of human ingenuity. Commander Elias Kane moved calmly across the bridge. His boots made soft thuds against the polished floor, each step deliberate. The crew was tense, their hands hovering over controls, eyes darting between alien formations and readouts. Kane felt the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. One wrong move could ignite a war, yet hesitation could be just as deadly. Lieutenant Mara Singh spoke first, her voice quiet but firm. "Sir, they're not attacking." "Yet, but they're moving closer. Should we prepare weapons?" Kane shook his head slowly. "Weapons are a last resort. Humanity does not start wars, but we will end threats if they appear. Let them see strength before they feel it." The alien commander's voice echoed through the comms again, more insistent now. "You do not understand. You are young, weak. You cannot control—" Kane cut in, his voice low, steady, and unwavering. "Weak? We are not weak. We are not timid. And we do not negotiate from fear. Step back. You are in human space. Retreat or consequences will follow." The alien formation wavered. A few smaller ships shifted nervously, as if debating whether to advance or flee. Kane's gaze swept across the viewport. He could see their hesitation, their calculations, their fear. Humans had always been underestimated. That underestimation was now their greatest advantage. "Do you feel it?" Kane whispered almost to himself as he walked past a cluster of anxious crew members. "They fear us, not because we threaten, but because we are certain. Certainty is more terrifying than guns or shields. Remember this. Courage is louder than firepower." The Aegis pulsed softly, a living heartbeat of energy, signaling readiness, power, and unspoken warning. The aliens tested the edge of the shield with a cautious maneuver, scanning for weakness. Kane's hand rested lightly on the console. His mind was clear. His decision was simple. Humanity would not bow, and humanity would not falter. Suddenly, one alien scout ship darted forward, a warning strike meant to provoke. The crew tensed, hands gripping controls, hearts racing. Kane's voice rang out, calm and commanding. "Hold, do not fire. Let them see who they face." The Aegis responded not with destruction, but with a wave of energy that pushed the alien ship backward harmlessly. The pulse shimmered across space like a silent ripple, a message carried without words. Humanity is strong. Humanity is unafraid. Humanity protects its own. The alien fleet froze. Kane could feel the shift in the atmosphere, even through the metal hull. Fear had crept into their ranks. It was subtle, almost imperceptible, but undeniable. Every alien ship paused, reevaluating the humans they had once thought weak. Lieutenant Singh let out a quiet breath. "Sir, they're hesitating." Kane nodded, eyes fixed on the alien formation. "Good, fear is natural. But respect is earned. Let them understand that we do not act recklessly, but we do act decisively." For a long moment, silence filled the void between human and alien. No weapons fired, no destruction erupted, yet the message was clearer than any gunshot. The Aegis was not merely a warship, it was a statement. Humanity was here, not to beg, not to plead, but to claim its place among the stars with courage, certainty, and strength. And in that moment, the first alien encounter reached its climax. The aliens had felt fear, and humanity had not yielded. The galaxy would remember this moment, the day the young human species faced the unknown and stood unwavering. Like a titan among the stars, the alien fleet hovered, uncertain, their sleek shapes glinting in the distant starlight. The Aegis remained silent, massive yet alive with restrained energy. Its hull shimmered with protective shields, humming like the heartbeat of a living creature. On the bridge, Commander Elias Kane's gaze never wavered. Every crew member's eyes were fixed on him, looking for courage, for guidance. Lieutenant Mara Singh whispered, "Sir, they're stopping. They're afraid." Kane nodded slightly. "Good, let them feel it. Fear is natural, but we do not allow it to define us. Humanity does not bow. We do not beg. We do not cower. We protect and we endure. Remember that." The alien commander's voice came through the comms, strained, trembling. You cannot be so powerful. We were told—" "Do not rely on what you were told," Kane interrupted, calm but firm. "Your assumptions are your weakness. Humanity is not what you expect, and now you must decide. Retreat, or test us further." A small group of alien vessels hesitated at the edge of the formation. Their movements were jerky, unsure, as if they had never encountered confidence without aggression before. Kane watched closely. He knew that this was the moment when fear could be transformed into respect. Humans had faced impossible odds before, not through sheer firepower alone, but through courage, decisiveness, and the refusal to give in. Signal them again, Kane said. Tell them this is their last warning. Respect is earned by acknowledging strength. Lieutenant Singh's fingers danced across the controls. A soft pulse of energy rippled toward the alien fleet, harmless yet undeniable. The pulse carried a message. Humanity is certain. Humanity is ready. Humanity will protect what is its own. The aliens recoiled. One small scout ship spun backward, unable to ignore the overwhelming presence of the Titan-class warship. Kane's lips curved into the smallest hint of a smile. Not a victory smile, but the quiet satisfaction of a lesson delivered without bloodshed. Do you see it? Kane whispered to his crew. Fear is fleeting. Courage lasts. Strength is not just in weapons, but in resolve, in certainty, in standing tall when the unknown stares back at you. The alien fleet paused completely. The larger ships remained at the rear, unsure, while the smaller scouts hovered nervously at the front. Their communication pulses were irregular, confused. Kane could almost feel the uncertainty radiating from them, a ripple of fear touching every alien mind that had dared approach human space. Sir, Singh's voice was barely audible. They're sending a message. They want to talk. Kane leaned forward, eyes narrowing on the comms console. Good, listen carefully. Strength does not demand words, but it earns them. We speak only because they now seek understanding. The alien commander's voice trembled again. We underestimated you. We thought humans were weak, small, insignificant. We see now. We were wrong. Kane nodded slowly, feeling the weight of responsibility settle more heavily than any weapon system could. You have seen the truth. Humanity is neither weak nor small. We endure, we protect, and we do not beg for recognition. Take this lesson and carry it wisely. We do not act recklessly, but we act decisively. Outside the viewport, the alien fleet began a slow, cautious retreat. The stars reflected off their hulls like sparks fading into the night. The first contact had ended, not with fire, not with destruction, but with clarity. Humanity had shown itself for what it was, unyielding, courageous, and impossible to ignore. Kane exhaled quietly, his hands resting lightly on the console. Around him, the crew shared a moment of silent awe. Fear had been cast aside, replaced by respect. The Aegis pulsed once, steady and strong, like a heartbeat echoing across the void. Humanity had arrived in the galaxy not through conquest, but through the quiet power of certainty and courage. And in the cold, endless darkness of space, one truth rang clear. Humans did not bow. Humans did not beg, and the galaxy would never forget that first encounter. The alien fleet had retreated, leaving faint trails of light across the endless darkness of space. Silence returned to the bridge of the HMS Aegis. But it was not the silence of emptiness. It was the quiet that comes after a storm, heavy with tension, relief, and the weight of what had just happened. Commander Elias Kane stood before the massive viewport, staring at the fading lights of the alien ships. His mind was calm, but his heart beat with the deep understanding of responsibility. Humanity had not only survived its first encounter, but it had also reshaped it. The aliens would never forget this moment, and the galaxy would now watch humanity with new eyes. Lieutenant Mara Singh broke the silence. Sir, they're trying to communicate. They're asking to talk. Kane's gaze softened slightly. Good. We do not attack the weak. We do not destroy those who wish to understand. Prepare the channel. Open secure communications. Let's hear what they have to say. The comms crackled and the alien voice sounded hesitant, almost fragile. We underestimated you. Our assumptions. We're wrong. We approached as explorers, but we now see. We misjudged. We seek understanding. Kane's expression remained calm, firm, but there was a quiet warmth in his eyes. You survived because we chose to let you. Take this as a lesson. Humanity is strong, yes, but we are not reckless. We protect our own. We respect life, but we do not tolerate threats. Speak carefully now, for your next words will matter. The alien commander paused, its electronic pulse flickering with hesitation. We wish to learn. We wish to avoid conflict. Your strength, it is unlike anything in our history. We must understand how to coexist. Kane nodded slowly. Very well. Listen closely. Humanity's rule is simple. We endure, we protect, and we respect courage and honesty. We are not invaders, we are not conquerors, but we will not bow to fear or threats. Recognize our strength and we will recognize your intentions. The crew watched quietly, sensing the gravity of the moment. For the first time, humanity was teaching a lesson to an alien species, not with fire, not with weapons, but with certainty, restraint, and clarity. Kane's voice carried across the void like a calm wind, steady, unshakable, and full of quiet authority. Outside, the alien fleet shimmered faintly in acknowledgement. Their ships moved slowly, deliberately, showing no aggression. Kane could sense the first seeds of respect forming, fragile yet real. The galaxy for the first time was learning that humans were different. Not reckless, not weak, not to be underestimated. "Sir," Singh said softly, "this could change everything. They will remember our actions today. They'll tell others, humanity has made its mark." Kane allowed himself a small, almost imperceptible smile. "Yes, Mara. Today is not just about survival. It's about setting the standard. Humanity does not fear the unknown, and humanity will never bow to threats. Let them know that strength is paired with wisdom, courage with honor." The alien voice returned once more, steadier now, with something almost resembling awe. We will remember. We will approach with caution, but with respect. Humanity is not to be ignored. We understand now." Kane leaned back satisfied. The first encounter had ended not with war, but with clarity. Fear had been cast aside, diplomacy had begun, and humanity's place in the galaxy had been firmly established. The Aegis hummed quietly beneath him, a sleeping giant, powerful yet restrained, ready to defend, yet also a symbol of hope. In the stillness of space, Kane knew that the first alien encounter was only the beginning. It was the moment when the galaxy had learned the truth about humanity, that humans were not to be underestimated, that humans were unyielding, and that humanity would face the stars with courage, clarity, and honor. And so, the story of the first encounter became not just a tale of power, but a story of restraint, of understanding, and of the quiet, unstoppable strength of humanity. The news of the first encounter traveled faster than any human vessel could. Across distant star systems, alien observers shared whispers of the massive Titan-class warship and the humans who had commanded it. In a galaxy accustomed to fear and domination, the story of humanity's calm strength spread like wildfire. Humans had not destroyed the alien fleet. They had not fired a single fatal shot, yet the message was unmistakable. Humanity was not to be underestimated. Commander Elias Kane walked the bridge of the HMS Aegis, his eyes reflecting the distant stars. The alien fleet had retreated, but the weight of responsibility remained heavy on his shoulders. Humanity had survived its first real test, and more importantly, they had proven something that no weapon alone could convey: that courage, certainty, and honor could command respect even in the face of the unknown. Lieutenant Mara Singh stood beside him, her hands resting lightly on the console. "Sir, the transmissions from other systems? They're everywhere. Every species is talking about what happened. They're calling humans fearless." Kane's expression softened with quiet pride. Fearless, perhaps. But more importantly, they know we are decisive. Humanity does not act recklessly. We act when necessary, and we act with clarity. Let that be our message. Across the galaxy, alien leaders and explorers who had once considered humans as weak or insignificant paused to reconsider. Reports described the massive ship, the unyielding presence of Kane and his crew, and the silent authority with which humanity had commanded the encounter. Humans had not sought war, but they had left no doubt that they would defend themselves and their world. Back on the bridge, Kane addressed his crew. "Today we have done more than survive. We have sent a message. Humanity will be remembered not for destruction, not for fear, but for strength paired with wisdom, for courage that does not falter, for a refusal to bow to threats. That is the story they will tell." The crew nodded, hearts swelling with quiet emotion. For years, humanity had been the underestimated, the ignored, the cautious explorer. Now the galaxy saw them as something more. Not conquerors, not invaders, but protectors, survivors, leaders. In the observation deck above, engineers and pilots watched holographic transmissions from the alien worlds. Some were tentative, others filled with awe. The story of the Titan-class warship HMS Aegis had become a legend overnight. a symbol of what humanity could achieve when courage and intelligence worked together. Kane turned from the viewport, voice firm yet calm. Our message is simple. Humanity protects its own, respects life, and will face any challenge without fear. Let no one mistake our restraint for weakness. Let no one forget that we endure, we overcome, and we rise. Even as the Aegis prepared to return to Earth, the echoes of the first encounter continued to ripple across the stars. Alien fleets now approached human-controlled space with caution, their communications filled with respect, their movements careful. Humanity had changed the rules of engagement not through violence but through presence, certainty, and the courage to face the unknown head-on. And in the quiet moments aboard the ship, Kane allowed himself a glance at his crew. Every face reflected pride, determination, and a newfound understanding of what it meant to be human. They had faced the unknown, unflinching, and had cast aside fear not just for themselves but for the reputation and legacy of all humanity. The Aegis hummed softly, its massive energy shield pulsing gently. It was more than a warship. It was a message, a warning, and a symbol of what humanity could become. Across the galaxy, species who once underestimated humans would remember this day forever. Fear had been cast aside. Diplomacy had followed strength, and humanity had claimed its place among the stars, not as conquerors but as a species that refused to be ignored. In that moment, Kane knew the first encounter was only the beginning. Humanity's message had been sent. The galaxy would listen, and humans would be ready for whatever came next. Years had passed since the first encounter, yet the memory of the HMS Aegis remained vivid in human and alien minds alike. Humanity had grown bolder, expanding its presence across nearby star systems, always careful, always strong, and always proud. But it was not just power that defined them. It was the quiet courage and restraint that had been shown during that first encounter. The galaxy had learned that humans did not bow, did not beg, and did not falter in the face of the unknown. Commander Elias Kane stood on the observation deck of the Aegis. Older now, lines of experience marking his face. Below him the ship pulsed with calm energy, a giant sleeping beneath the stars. It had become more than a warship, it was a symbol of humanity's strength, their honor, and their refusal to be underestimated. Lieutenant Mara Singh joined him, her eyes reflecting the lights of distant stars. "Sir, the alien ambassadors are arriving. They come not with weapons but with questions. They want understanding." Kane nodded slowly. "Good. That is how it should be. Humanity does not seek conflict. We seek survival, knowledge, and respect. Let them learn who we are." The first alien diplomats arrived in small, sleek ships, their designs delicate and unfamiliar to human eyes. They hovered carefully above Earth's atmosphere, cautious but curious. Kane addressed them personally, his voice calm and steady. "We protect our home. We respect life. These are the rules by which humanity lives. Those who approach with honesty and courage are welcome. Those who do not will face the consequences of their choices." The alien leader, its voice soft and almost trembling, responded, We have seen your strength. We have heard your message. We wish to learn. We wish to understand humanity, to approach with respect and caution." Kane's lips curved into the smallest hint of a smile. "Then learn well. Humanity's way is simple. Courage without recklessness, strength without cruelty, honor above fear. Remember this. Our first encounter was not a battle. It was a lesson. Carry it with you." The ambassadors remained in orbit for days, studying Earth, its people, and its ships. Children on Earth looked up at the night sky, dreaming of the humans who had faced the unknown with calm certainty. Stories of the Aegis and its crew became legends told across generations. It was not just a warship. It was a beacon of hope, of courage, and of humanity's potential. Back on the Aegis, Kane reflected quietly. "We have set the standard," he said to Singh. "Others will follow, not because they fear us, but because they respect us. That is the true power of humanity. Strength is nothing without honor, and courage is nothing without wisdom." Singh nodded, understanding the weight of his words. "Sir, the galaxy is changing because of us. Our people, our home, it will never be underestimated again." Kane placed a hand on the railing, eyes fixed on the horizon of stars. "No, it won't. And humanity will continue to grow, to explore, to protect. We do not seek war. We do not seek domination. But we will defend ourselves. We will endure. And we will never bow to fear. The alien diplomats departed, carrying with them the story of humanity. Across the galaxy, fleets and civilizations adjusted their plans, their strategies, and their perceptions. Humanity had left a mark not through destruction but through courage, intelligence, and restraint. And on Earth the Aegis remained in orbit, a sleeping giant, watching, ready. Its presence reminded humans of their own potential, the power they carried, the honor they upheld, and the legacy they were building. In that quiet moment, Kane knew that the first encounter had grown into something much larger. Humanity had not just survived, it had set an example. The galaxy had seen what humans could do when they stood united, confident and fearless, and the legend of the Titan-class warship would endure, inspiring generations to come. The stars stretched endlessly before them, but humanity was ready. Always ready, the galaxy had changed forever. News of the Titan-class warship and the courage of humans traveled across star systems, whispered in corridors of power, debated in councils, and shared among explorers. Humanity had arrived not as conquerors, not as invaders, but as a force to be respected. The first encounter had proven one undeniable truth. Humans did not bow. Humans did not beg. Humans faced the unknown with courage and clarity. Commander Elias Kane stood on the bridge of the HMS Aegis, looking out at the stars. He was older now, his hair streaked with silver, his face lined with years of experience, but his eyes still burned with the same steady determination, the same quiet confidence that had guided his crew through the first encounter. Around him the bridge hummed softly, alive with technology and the steady heartbeat of the ship. Lieutenant Mara Singh approached, her expression reflecting awe and pride. "Sir, the reports are coming in. Aliens across multiple systems. They're beginning to approach with respect. They're communicating. They acknowledge humanity now." Kane nodded, a quiet satisfaction settling in his chest. "It is not fear we inspire, Mara, it is understanding. They see our strength, yes, but more importantly, they see our restraint. Humanity's power is not in destruction alone. It is in courage, honor, and the refusal to bow." The stars stretched endlessly before them, but Kane felt the galaxy opening up in ways he had never imagined. Humans had always looked outward with curiosity, hope, and determination. Now the universe looked back, watching, learning, and beginning to respect the species it had once ignored. "Sir," Singh said softly, "do you think this is what they will remember? Not the weapons, not the size of the ship, but the way we stood?" Kane smiled faintly. "Yes, that is what makes humans different. We face fear with courage. We meet the unknown with certainty. We do not bow. We do not flee. And the galaxy has seen that for the first time." Below them, Earth glimmered in the void, a fragile blue jewel, yet stronger than many had imagined. The Aegis rested in orbit, a sentinel, a protector, and a symbol. It was more than a ship. It was humanity's message to the stars. That message would endure, passed on by explorers, diplomats, and even the aliens who had once underestimated them. The alien fleets that had once hovered in cautious suspicion now approached human-controlled space with careful respect. Communications flowed with clarity and diplomacy. The first encounter had set a standard of courage, honor, and intelligent strength. Humanity had proven itself not by destruction, but by facing the unknown without fear. Kane placed a hand on the railing, gazing at the infinite stars. "This is only the beginning," he said quietly. "The galaxy is vast, full of challenges, full of unknowns, but humanity is ready. We will explore, we will protect, and we will endure, and we will never be forgotten." Singh stood beside him, her voice soft, almost reverent. "Do you think they will call us legends?" Kane chuckled softly, the sound warm and steady. "Perhaps. Legends are only stories. But what we have done, what we continue to do, is reality. And reality, Mara, speaks louder than any tale. Humanity has claimed its place in the stars. Not through conquest, not through fear, but through courage, honor, and the unwavering strength of our people." The Aegis pulsed once, gently as if in agreement, its massive frame resting quietly in orbit, ready to defend yet patient, a giant waiting in silence. Below, humans continued their lives, unaware of the legends being written among the stars in their name. And in that vast, endless darkness of space, one truth shone brighter than any star: humans had arrived. The galaxy knew it, aliens respected it, and humanity, united and unyielding, would never falter. The stars stretched on forever, but humans were ready. Always ready, always strong, always human. And so the first encounter became a story told across the stars, a story of courage, of honor, of humanity standing tall in the face of the unknown. A story that would endure for generations, a story of the Titan-class warship, HMS Aegis, and the humans who refused to bow.